Week 11 of the National Football League. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Commanders and the Texans, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Showing a wonderful right off the bat, Mills looking to throw it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. A first down throw for Mills. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Now, this defense for the Commanders, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mills, and that's incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Mills to throw it. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, and they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now Mills on 4th down. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10 at their own 16. So after the INT, here's Wentz. That's out to the flat for Gibson. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that will bring up 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. He finds Robinson, and he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. Throwing is Wentz. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not only was it a double move route, it was the dreaded post corner for any defensive back because you think that he's going all the way to the post in a deep route, and then he breaks it off to the corner. That's hard to flip your hips and get there.
Well, he didn't flip him in time. Big play. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 25 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Wentz going to throw. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. Just pick up a nice 1st down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up. 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wentz. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. Wentz now to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal.
Hartney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, we're going to sell the go. Just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
Sly able to put this one through, and the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Ball at an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape, and that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. 36 yards on the play. And that seemed to me to be all about trusting your receiver.
No doubt about it, because when he put that ball in the air, I will guarantee you everyone who's watching this game right now thought that's up for grabs. But this is a lot of practice time. As you mentioned, a ton of trust, and he knows how good his guy is. So to him, it wasn't up for grabs. To him, it was a big play waiting to happen.
Handoff now to Robinson. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. On 2nd and 9, Wentz. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Play action. Now Wentz. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not seeing it happen here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
That's on the former first-rounder from Ole Miss, Laramie Tunsil. Throwing, Mills. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun, Mills. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd down. Mills. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Coming across the field, he finds Dotson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
1st down, Washington.
They'll run it now with Robinson. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
And the Washington first down.
Six nothing our score after one.
Commanders 6, Texans nothing.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, it's Wentz. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Here's Robinson. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Washington on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1. And I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out comes Houston. They'll be in search of their initial points of the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a 1st down. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. This is Hunt on the draw play. A little juke. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First and 10, it's Pierce. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Bobby McCain on the tackle. 4 yards on the pickup.
Now Mills. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Personal foul.
Let's check in with the referee.
Defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
On second down, here's Pierce. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Mills now. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
And down he goes again. A bevy of sacks in less than a half. But this defense is still losing the game. They got to fix something because there should be no excuse for losing with an effort like this on that side of the ball. They need to take advantage when their defense is generating this kind of pressure so early in the game.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. Back to throw here. And Mills is intercepted for the 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Holding. Defense.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Pierce gets this one running right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Mills to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that trims the lead to 3. It's 9-6 now. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. From the 30 on second down. Wentz to the right side and complete to Thomas. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Taken down at the 42. 2nd down and 7. Now Wentz. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Robinson on a give right side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Wentz. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. He'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes. And I think that's what we just saw there.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
Here's Mills. Being chased out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
Set to punt. Here's Cameron Johnston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction. It just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Eluding the pressure right. Going right back to Dodson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Holding offense.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Wentz. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Back deep is Philip Dorsett. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now a hit and a loose football. Inside the 20. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
A first down throw for Mills. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Wentz now on first down. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Throwing is Wentz. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. This is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 3rd down, a field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it. Second half starts with a run by Gibson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Wentz. Over the middle, open is Thomas. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got the first down.
Made different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there at 20 yards. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Lovie Smith, he's seen plenty of challenges in his time as a coach, and he's going to throw the red flag on this one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide, and I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. From midfield, here's Wentz. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Completes it to Samuel. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a two-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the 2, or I should say third and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On play action, Mills. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Mills. He gets it to Cooks. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down. On 2nd and 9, Mills. And break, the tight end's got it. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Mills throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Hunt. Diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 27-13. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off, as he did so with a touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. He notched his 15th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive. And they'll look to keep it going here, 1st and 10. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll start with a give to Robinson. Shifts by him. 75 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Good push up front and that run in between the tackles. Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. Here's Wentz to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Wentz. And that is incomplete. Here's Tress Way now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Dorsett on the return. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Mills finds his man. It's John Mechie. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. On 1st and 10, Mills. Flush to his right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Pierce now up the middle. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So his 3rd field goal of the ballgame brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
So here is Washington now to take over. They were victorious a week ago over Philadelphia. They lead here as well as they start out 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wentz. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Wentz going to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Handoff right side to Pierce. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mills. The pass finds Mechie in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. John Mechie, a 15-yard touchdown ground. And the Texans take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go.
Mills hit, and he loses the ball. And it's Washington that scoops it up. He's at the 50. 30. The 20. 10. And can you believe this? It's 2 points the other way on the fumble return.
the score. Commanders 29. Texans 22.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And this is going to be a Commander's 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. Again, it's Robinson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Wentz. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Complete, it's Dodson. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up the fourth down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a fourth down.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brings up third down and 8 yards to go.
On third down, here's Mills. Steps away to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he delivers a strike complete to Watkins. Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And Cooks hands it over the middle.
Offside. Defense.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Mills on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end here. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit is going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Mills to the air again. This will be complete to Mechie. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd.
Here's Mills. And that's complete to Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mills. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mills. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Again, it's Mills. And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching your partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
Robinson up the middle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 29, Wentz. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Commanders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept it.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds. That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead is now 24. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the result, a touchdown for Washington. Their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season